The golden witch has been waiting impatiently for you. Please take your seat opposite her at the table. Have you rested well and deliberated over how you will play? The witch has high expectations of you and is determined to come at you right from the opening. I, too, am looking forward to observing your moves. The difficulty level is first rate. The witch plans to make your surrender in an instant. This story is undoubtedly nothing more than fantasy. It cannot possibly have any relation to real persons, organizations, places, or events. Look, George-san. It's so cute. Look, look. Shannon found a pair of hammerhead sharks playfully swimming in the tank. And made a fuss like a great school seeing an aquarium for the first time. Yeah, they're really cute. I almost want to eat them. I feel sorry for them. Did you know? You're the only people in the world who come to the aquarium see that the fish are delicious as the Japanese. Is that so? I'm sure even Americans and Italians want to eat these. Is that so? I'm sure even Americans and Italians would want to eat these. Those clothes look great on you. Really? Shannon embraced her chest with both hands in embarrassment. Barry felt like she was being made fun of for wearing these clothes that she wasn't used to. Even though George's face didn't show it, the truth was that even he was surprised at how easily those tremendous words had left his lips. And he was as embarrassed as Shannon on the inside. However, when he saw how embarrassed Shannon was, he started to feel as though he was teasing the girl he liked. Instead of embarrassment, ridiculous amusement welled up within him. Wait, that isn't just a feeling. I really am teasing the girl I like. Pains me to admit it. I used to think that such embarrassing expressions had fallen so far out of use they no longer showed up even in manga. On the contrary, if I'd seen a couple out like this, I'd have felt like throwing rocks at them. However, even if rocks were thrown at us now, surely it would just be confetti celebrating us. Now I can't remember those lonely days. I felt jealous of couples who were completely oblivious to their surroundings. To use an old-fashioned phrase, these would be truly rose-colored days. I was so entranced I no longer even noticed the big tank of this world's largest aquarium. Instead, I only saw Shannon happily playing with the fish, all her changing emotions showing on her face. It's amazing, isn't it? It's my first time seeing a tank large enough for a whale to swim in. I hear this tank is the biggest selling point here. And that's the biggest one in the whole world. Is that so? That's amazing. It's really wonderful. It doesn't even look like a tank at all, rather like they sliced off a part of the sea, the knife and brought it here. It does, doesn't it? This is a splendid little sea. Besides size, I hadn't thought of the tank as anything more than a tank. That's why I thought her expression about slicing off a part of the sea with a knife was so interesting. No matter how far humans broaden their experiences, in the end they can only hold a single personal worldview. Maybe that's why it's so interesting to interact with someone who has a different worldview. I said that to her honestly, and she responded.
確かに、これは本当の海ではないかもしれません。
Certainly, this might not be the real
で
sea.
も、
If those little guys swimming there believe it's sea, then it certainly is the sea.
これは確かに海なんです。
たとえ有限の水槽
Even
の
though
中
they're
だった
inside a
と
fish
しても
tank, finite tank,
海だって有限
the
です
sea
よ。
is finite too.
ううん。
Now, even if it were
仮に
infinite,
無限だったとしても、私たちは生きているうちにどれほどの広さを行き来できる
how
んで
much
しょ
do
う
we
ね。
cover in our whole lives?
きっとそれは海よりずっと狭
I'm
い。
sure that would be much smaller than the sea.
確かに
Certainly.
皮肉な話だね。
It's ironic, isn't it?
世界はこんなにも広いのに、僕たち人間のほとんどは自分の国からも出ずに生涯を終える。
It's ironic, isn't it? Even though the war is so vast, most of us live our lives without ever leaving our country.
そこが完成された世
What
界
takes
だ
that
と
belief
信
that
じられるなら、
it is a complete world?
たとえ狭い井戸の底だったって
Or even the bottom of the narrow well to be a
立
proper
派な世
world.
界で
The sea.
海なんです。そこに住むカエルにとっては
In the eyes of frogs who live there. Channing has spent her days as servant on a small island 10 kilometers in circumference called Rokijima. Said that with a smile. Turn of the Golden Witch. Okay. Yushiromiya Battler. She's the most important one, the one who gets soul building. Possibly. After you finished walking through the whole aquarium, we had a slightly late afternoon lunch at a restaurant with a nice view. Any boy's heart would jump about at the sight of the buffet. I myself was like that in the past. With the Shandas beside me, this buffet felt different. I couldn't shamefully make a huge bout of nothing but my favorite food. I was, how should I put it, worried about my appearance. If I were by myself, I'd have made it a pile of greasy stuff like yakisoba, mashed potatoes, gratins, and the like.
シャノンはそんな程度で
Shannon, is this enough
お
for
腹
you?
が足りるのかい？だとしたら男ってのは本当に燃費の悪い生き物らしい
If
ね。
it is, then I guess we men are animals with really bad fuel efficiency.
別にそういうつも
I
りじゃ
didn't
な
mean
く
to
て
imply that. On Shannon's tray, there's only tea and salad. Maybe the very idea that she could get away with at least one more dish indicated I was thinking with my mouse stomach.
ジョージ様こそ
How about you, George
それ
Sama?
で足り
Would
る
that
ん
be
ですか
enough?
男の方は
I think it's better
も
for
う
men to
少
eat
し
a little
召し
bit
上がっ
more.
た方が良いかと思います。普段のジョージ様だった
You
ら
don't eat even more than that for
もう
lunch,
少しお昼
right?
を召し上がられていると思いますよ。
しまった。そうか。
Oops, right.
シャノンには
I already know how
僕
much I
が
eat
本
from
家
when
で
I
昼
have
食を
lunch
取
on
る
the
と
island.
きどれくらい食べてるのかバレてるんだったね。
はい。
Yes.
だから今日はお腹の具合でも悪いのかと思いまし
I
た。
was wondering whether your stomach isn't feeling well today. Shannon was showing concern that I wasn't feeling well. Apparently, I made her worry with my stupid attempt to impress her. In any case, it didn't seem like my stomach's going to let me keep this pretense up for long.
いやもう
I'll
白状する
confess
よ。
already.
ついついカッコつけちゃってね。
I was just trying to look cool.
女の子と一緒だからって
Just
遠
held
慮
back
しちゃ
because
って
I was with a girl.
だと思いました。
I thought so.
親族会議でのお
Considering
昼
how
の
much
食
you
べっ
eat
ぷり
during
から
lunch at the
考
family
えて、
conferences,
それ
I
で
thought
は
that
とて
this
も
wasn't
足りな
nearly
いと
enough
思
for
いま
you.
したので。遠慮なさらずに
Please don't be so
どう
reserved
ぞもう一
and
皿
feel
を
free
取
to go
り
and
に
choose
行っ
another
てきてくだ
dish.
さいな。
ずるいな。僕ばっかり恥ずかしいよ。
This isn't fair. All the embarrass is on me.
じゃあシャノンはどうなんだい？
What about you then, Shannon?
普段からこんな小食で
You
後
always
ろ宮
manage
家
to
の
work
お
for the
勤めがこ
Ishiguro
なせ
Mia
るのか
family
い？
while eating so little?
と
Ow. Ew. Shannon grew silent and blushed bright red. Apparently I was the only one putting up a front. When I realized that, my embarrassment disappeared completely.
なんだシャノンもそれじゃ足りないんじゃないか。
That isn't enough for you either, is it?
そうだよそうだよ。
Yes,
普段
don't
の
eat
ラン
more
チ
than
な
this for
ら
lunch.
もう少し量が多いものをペロリと平らげてたよ。
A woman's stomach is made of magic, so this is
魔
enough.
法でできてるからこれでも平気なんです。
ということは
That means that we are
僕た
both
ちは
trying to impress each
互い
other.
に見えっ張りだったってことになるね。もう遠慮は
Let's
な
not
し
hold
にし
back
ない
anymore,
か。
shall we? I smiled to show that I wouldn't make fun of her anymore and stood up from my seat.
せっかく沖縄まで来たのにゴーヤを食べないのはもったいないからね。
We come all the way from Okinawa. It would be waste if we didn't eat some bitter melon.
ゴーヤの炒め物でも持ってくるよ。
I'll go get some fried bitter melon or something. I'm sorry, what the fuck is fried bitter melon? Does not sound appealing, I'll be honest.
シャノンも一緒に行こうよ。
Come with me, Shannon.
ほらほら。
Come on.
はい。
Yes! If anyone watching us, we might have seemed like a pretty humorous and, above all, embarrassing couple. But it's only after becoming a couple that you realize, and it means the world to us and is our world. So no matter how cold the looks we might have been getting from other people, we wouldn't have even noticed. Indeed, at this age, I finally understand the feeling of couples who want to eat endlessly for it without any regard to their surroundings. After I returned with a plate piled up with fried food, Shannon arrived with a lovely cake. While laughing at her fake stoicism, we resumed our lunch.
せっかく海を一望できる
Shame
展
that
望
so
レストラ
cloudy
ンなの
continuous
に
restaurant had such a
あいにく
nice
の
view
曇
of the
天が
sea.
悔やまれるね。
Our window seats, which we were lucky to get, showed us seaside scenery so grandiose that didn't even fit entirely within our field of vision. However, because of the cloudy sky, it was a far cry from the normal beauty.
そうですね。
Yes, it is.
晴れていたら
Had it been
さぞ
clear,
や
we
真
would
っ
have seen
青な
quite
海
a
を
deep
見せ
blue
てくれた
sky.
でしょうに。
そうだね。
Yes.
普段六軒島で海を見慣れてると思うけ
See, I'm
ど、
Rokujima, but the sea
こ
here
この
would
海
surely
は
have an
きっ
exceptional
と
blue.
格別な青さを見せてくれたはずだよ。残念だな。
It's a real shame.
あ、でも
Ah,
お仕
but
事の最中
how
に
blue
見え
it
る
is, the
の
sea
は
during work might as
ど
well
んな
be
に
gray.
青くても灰色と同じです。でも
But
今
today,
日
I'm
は
not
お仕
working,
事
so
中じ
I
ゃない
mean,
からその
apparently Shannon's doing her best to say an embarrassing line. But I grade harshly.
惜しいな。
So close.
ジョージ様と二人きりで見る
When
海
I
な
look
ら
at you, with you,
た
even the
と
gray
え
sea
灰
looks
色で
deep
も
blue.
真っ青に見えます。って言えたら100
I'd have
点
given
満
you
点
full
で
marks
ご
and a
褒美だった
reward.
んだけどな。
I'm sorry. Mm.
ご褒美は何だったか聞きたい？
Want to hear what the reward would have been?
その
Uh,
聞いてもい
if
い
you
もので
wouldn't
したら
mind.
ダメ。
Nope,
教えない。
I won't tell you.
ずるいですよ。
That's not fair. When I was in elementary school, I was a kid that got bullied. When everyone teased me, I grew nervous and speechless to the light of the bullies. Back then, I wondered why everyone teased me. But now, teasing Shan like this, I understand why. This is so much fun. I can play with their emotions however I please. Okay, I'm getting fucking angrier. I can have them all to myself. Right now, I can't think of any higher pleasure. This is exactly why I would treat her lightly. I don't want her to get her embarrassed and have a bad time. I decided to end the topic then and there. It's not good to be too persistent.
お昼が終わったら海岸を歩いてみないかい？
When you finish your lunch, you want to take a walk on the beach?
ひょっとすると雲が晴れて素敵な海が見られるかもしれないよ。
Perhaps the clouds will clear up and we will see a picturesque sea.
そうですね。
That's a great idea.
行ってみたいです。
I'd love to do that.
うん、そうしよ
Okay, that's what we'll do.
う。でも
That looks
そ
like a
のケ
really
ーキも
delicious
本
cake.
当に美味しそうだね。僕も同じも
I
のを
wonder
持
if
っ
I
て
should
こ
get
よう
one
か
like
な。
that too.
「いけません。
You mustn't.
お昼にそんなに食べた上にケーキまで食べたらジョージ様は
Yeah,
秀吉様の
Hideyoshi-sama's
血が濃いみたい
blood
で
seems
す
to
から
run pretty thick in you, George-sama. So don't care. You will get chubby.
じゃあシャノンは僕がおデブになったら嫌いになっちゃう？
So Shannon, would you like to stop? Would you stop playing me if I got fat? Yeah, I despise you actually.
僕はたとえシャノンがおデブになっちゃっても嫌いにならないよ。
そういう意味じゃなくてちゃんと
I
体を
didn't
気
mean
遣
that
わ
way.
ない
I
と
meant if you don't take good care of your body, your health will.
母さんにもよく
Mother
注意
warns
さ
me.
れるよ。
Mother warns me of that all the time too.
やっぱり僕も
Maybe I also need to take
太極拳とかを
Tai
始
Chi
め
Chun
て
or something to
運
get
動
some
しないとダメ
exercise.
かな。
ダイエットは
You want to
無
lose
茶
weight?
な
It's
運
to
動
start by
よりも
reconsider
食
eating
生
habits
活を
instead of doing
見直し
intense
から始めた
exercise.
方がいいんですよ。その上で運動を重ねないと効果が出ないんだそうで
Exercise
す。
has to come on top of that, or you won't get any results, I hear.
つまりそれは
In other words,
デ
you're
ザー
telling
ト
me
の
not to
ケー
eat
キは
cake,
控え
right?
ろってことだね。じゃあ仕方ないからシャノンがそのケ
And
ー
I
キを
guess I'll just
頬
have
張
to
ると
gaze
こ
at
ろ
you
を
while
眺め
you
てい
suck
て
your
あ
cheek
げ
with
る
that
よ。
cake, Shannon.
その
Um,
ケーキ丸々一つ
Maybe one
は
whole cake
さ
is
すがに
too
食べ
much.
過ぎだと思いますけど、半分くらいだったら大丈夫かも
Maybe
し
just
れま
half
せ
of
ん。
one would be alright.
これ本当に美味しい
Here,
んで
it's
すよ。
really delicious. Shannon cut her own cake and tried to move half up to my salad plate. I no doubt that she wanted to share the flavor of the delicious cake with me. Even so, I deliberately and meanly pulled my plate away from her. She blinked her eyes in surprise. She couldn't seem to figure out that it was a refusal of the cake or not. So I winked, opened my mouth, and said, ah.
それが一番したかったんですね。
That's what you want from the beginning, isn't it?
もうジョージ様は甘えん坊です。
Gosh, you're such a paper child, George-sama.
はい、
Okay. Was Sir wearing an embarrassed, exasperated face, Shannon offered the cake to me with a fork. Chomp. Tastes like cheap chocolate cake you could find anywhere. Tastes like exceptional. Still, it was exceptional. Because eating cake in such an embarrassing way, as if they were the ultimate stereotypical lovey-dovey couple, had been my dream for years. They made the cake's flavor heavenly. If Earth is destined to end someday, I wouldn't have any regrets if it happened right here, right now. Such a moment of bliss. After that, we gathered shells, ran from the waves, and enjoyed each other's company while walking on the beach. In the end, the clouds never parted. However, we both believed that our eyes were still reflecting a deep blue sea.
なんだか幸せすぎて怖くな
Somehow,
ります。
I'm so happy. It makes me scared.
たまに言うね。何を怖が
What
る
is
こ
it
と
that
があ
you're
るんだ
afraid of? What is it that you're afraid of?
私、後ろ宮家にお仕えする使用人です。
I'm a servant of the Ushiro Miya family.
そんな私が
Someone like me to be here together with a member of the Ushiro Miya family.
その
Um,
過ぎたことのように思えて。
it seems just a bit too much for me.
僕もびっくりしてる
I'm
よ。
also surprised.
シャノンちゃんと出会ったのは昨日今日のことじゃない。
I didn't just meet you today or essay, Shannon.
何年も前から
We've known
面
each other
識
for
も
years now.
でも
I would never
年に何度もない
only
親
ever
族の
exchange
会合の
greetings
席
during
で
family
挨
meetups, barely a few
拶を
times
す
a
る
year.
だけ。そんな君とこうして一緒に過ごせる関係になるなんて全然想像
Never
できな
imagined
か
becoming
ったよ。
close enough that I could spend time with you like this.
それはシャノンもでしょ。
It's the same for you too, right?
私は、
I-
その
ん？
想像だけ
I
はし
did
てました。
imagine.
いえ、そ
No,
の想像というより
rather than
は
imagination.
妄想みたい
It's
な
more
も
like I
の
was
で
fantasizing.
いつも
I
紳
always
士
so
的で
considered
思いやり
gentlemanly.
の
I
あ
was
る
wondered if we
ジ
were in
ョ
a
ージ
relationship.
様と
じゃあ
And our
僕たちの
relationship
縁は
happened thanks to your
君
believing
のその
heart.
信じた心のおかげだね。思う力には
Magic to us and the
魔法
power
が
of
宿るん
dreaming.
だよ。だから
So I'm
そ
sure it
の
was
魔
magic
法が
that
き
brought
っ
us
と
together.
僕らを巡り合わせてくれた。
そうですね。
You're right.
多分きっと
I really think
それ
that
は
was truly
本当
was
に魔法だ
magic.
ったんだと思います。
でもね、
But
そん
you
なことは
know,
ないん
that's
だ
not
よ。
quite right.
僕の中でも毎年
Saw
出
you
会う
as
たび
more
に
and more
美しく
beautiful,
見
and
違
you
えて
grew
い
to
った君の存在
occupy a
は
larger space in my
と
heart.
ても大きくなっていた。そして君にとっての僕も同じものだとしたなら、
The same thing happened to you.
今日ここに僕
The
ら
fact
が
that
あ
we're
ることは
here today is
必然
simply
の
an
結果で
inevitable
あって
consequence rather than
魔
something
法や
caused by
奇跡なん
magic
か
or
じ
a
ゃないの
miracle.
さ。
No,
奇跡はあったんです。
no, a miracle did happen.
ジョージ様。
George-sama? She stopped at the water's edge and gazed beyond the sea.
奇跡？
A miracle? No,
まあ、あっ
magic.
たんです。
I was bewildered by the slightly mysterious expression, which I sometimes heard her use.
魔法が？
Maho shoujo. I mean, magic, you say?
はい。
Yes,
魔法
magic.
です。
Probably won't believe me if I
言っ
say
ても
it,
信
so
じ
I
てくれ
won't.
ないでしょうから。でも確かにその魔法には
But that magic definitely had
私
the
と
power
ジ
to
ョー
grant
ジ
a
様
miracle
を
which brought
巡り
you
合
and
わ
me
せてくれ
together.
る奇跡を叶える力がありました。
それは何かの
You
お
mean
まじ
like
ない
a
の
lucky
こと？
chance to make your wish come true?
そうですね。
Perhaps.
そういうもの
Maybe it
の
was
ため
something
か
like
もし
that.
れません。一つ違うのは
Said it
おまじ
wasn't
ないなん
pretend.
かじゃな
It
く
really was magic.
本当に本当の魔法だったという点です。
Perhaps Shannon isn't alone in wanting to create an encounter on a miracle or a chance. Maybe a universal thing all girls share. For a man like me, an encounter with a girl is 70% effort to try to please her and 20% raw courage. And only 10% chance. What she believes to be everything carries little relative weight to me. Maybe the way of thinking isn't itself calculating and typical of men. But were to express that in words, any kind of magic would be broken. I do think that to become this close has taken many fortnights, concessions, and great efforts from both of us. We have this private time together now only as a result of all those things put together. And if she wants to call that magic, that isn't strange in the slightest. That's why I answered the way I did.
そうだね。
Yes.
同じ運命を
If
100
the
回
same
繰
fate
り
were
返
repeated
した
100
ら、
times, you and I might have gone
僕
into a
と君がこう
relationship
いう
like
関
this
係
only
になる
once.
結果は一度しか起こらないものだったかもしれないね。互いを意識し合いながらも僕
Our
たち
distant
は
formal
他人
connection
行
we
儀
could
な
have
関係
continued right
を
up to
今
now,
も
even if
続
we
け
both
ていた
remain
かもし
conscious
れ
of
ない。
each other.
そんなよその世界の僕らから見れば今の僕たちは
With
ま
respect
さ
to
に
those
奇跡のよう
otherworldly
な
selves,
関
we are
係に
doubtly
違い
in
な
a
いだろうか。
miraculous relationship.
そういうのじゃな
It's
くて
not like that.
本当に魔法なんです。
It really is magic.
男の方
That's
に
just something that men
い
will
く
never
ら言っ
believe,
て
no
も
matter how
こ
often
う
we
いう
tell
のは
them.
信じてもらえないんでしょうか。カノン君も全然信じてくれませんし。
Ken-kun didn't believe me at all either.
信じるよ。
I believe you.
僕が信じ
I
なくて
wouldn't want to break the
魔
magic
法
by
が
not
解け
believing
た
in
ら
it.
嫌だからね。
ジョージ様。
George-sama. In a small voice, I apologize for making light of her magic. These words seem to make Shannon a lot happier. After all, if a pair of people believe in magic of love, it becomes eternal.
そうそう。
Oh, that's right.
僕からわがままが一つあるんだけど、聞いてもらえないかな。
は
Yes?
い、何でしょうか。
What is it?
そのジョージ様
You know how you call me
って呼ぶこと
George-sama?
嫌いじゃないけど、
I dislike it, but would you not call me that anymore?
もちろん
Of course, you have to keep your appearance up with the
対面
Shiromiya
もあるだ
family.
ろうから
Someone forced you to
六
do
軒
this
島で
during
の
your
普段ま
everyday
で強
routine.
制はしないよ。
Harokijima,
二
but
人き
when
り
we
の
are
時
alone, I
は
rather you didn't call
な
me
しに
that.
しよう。うん、そういうルールにしよ
But I'd rather you... Yeah, let's create that rule.
る、
What
も
would
し破った
happen if I
ら
broke
ど
that
うなるん
rule?
でしょう。
う。そうだね。
Good point.
ルール違反
Maybe
に
rule
は
violations you have some kind
何
of
か
penalty
罰
attached.
ゲームがないといけないかもしれないね。そうだな。
What should it
何が
be?
いい？聞きたい？
Want to hear? Doesn't help that she sees herself as furniture.
いえ、聞きたくありません。
The interesting thing to say. No, I don't want to hear it.
何がいいか、僕も考えておくことにするよ。
I have to think about what to do then.
はい。ジョージ
George.
さん。
Yeah.
素敵な響きだね。
That sounds wonderful, doesn't it?
嬉しいよ、シャノン。
I'm so happy, Shannon.
私もサヨという名前があります。
I have the name Sayo as well.
そっか。
Right.
ルールはフェアじゃ
Rules
ない
must
と
be
いけないね
fair.。
僕もそれを守って
I'll abide by that too. So
今
for
か
now,
ら
I'll
君
call
の
you
ことを
Sayo.
サヨと呼ぶことにするよ。いいね、
All right.
サヨ。
Sayo?
はい。
Yes. I put my arm around her shoulder and held her close. Her delicate body was pulled irresistibly towards me. She leapt into my chest like a doll. As I held her head in my arms, we looked at the horizon together.
真っ青な海だ
What a
ね。
deep blue sea.
この海を
I'm so happy we were able to
二
see
人で見
together.
れてとても嬉しいよ。
私もです。
Me too.
この真っ青な海を
Makes me
あ
happy
なたと二人で見ることができ、
that I could look at such a deep blue sea with you. As I gazed at the gray sea and a light rain began to fall. We kept listening to each other's heartbeats. The sound of waves soaked into my ears. No, this was the sound of raging waves. My body, bathed in painfully cold splashes, not allowing me to forget. The memory of the day when my old fate was broken and smashed. In the past, tomorrow had been literally like a mirror to me. All I could see was the same me that existed today. My tomorrow would never be different from my today. That was my old fate. At that moment, for the first time, I saw a different fate beyond the mirror. The witch whispered, she had me to take a bite out of the fruit of knowledge. She warned me, saying that as long as I stayed in the paradise of God, I would remain furniture. And so I learned of love and decided to choose to become a person. Those days were like sweetly melting honey. Then I hadn't realized that they were beginning of days filled with a new kind of suffering. Taking a motorbike that I had been told about, I made my way to this islet. I couldn't call it an islet. I really more protocol reef. Probably built to worship the guardian of Rokenjima. Though I didn't know the exact meaning, I sure that had a holy significance. Despite being in a place like this, I took just one more look around to see if anyone was observing me. One thing I could see were the stormy ocean, Ujima looming in the distance, and the waves breaking against Rokenjima's steep cliffside. I rated myself. Timidly approached the shrine and took out the mirror that had been placed there. It was an old-looking mirror, dim and dirty. If it were an ordinary mirror, it would probably give you a terribly bad impression of its value. However, since the mirror had been offered to the small shrine, the quality made me feel like some divinity from it. And I realized this was not merely a mirror. Even if nothing more than an old-looking mirror to a non-believer like myself, in actuality, it was a mirror that had an important meaning. It's really alright to break it after being captivated by honeyed words. No, this is no mirror. It is the life I've lived until today. My fate. Break it. Break it and seize my life from beyond the mirror. Don't break my life, will ever be a pair of facing mirrors. Nothing will change in the slightest. The witch whispers. She tempts me to take a bite out of the fruit of knowledge. Maybe I already had a taste of that fruit. Because I ended up knowing those maddening emotions. Just as Adam and Eve felt compelled to pluck the fig leaf. I can no longer go without breaking this mirror. I fought with my conflict for many days. Inside my heart, the virtuous part of me and the part that sided with the witch repeatedly fought each other. And now here I am. Did the part of me who is here win or lose? There's only one thing I do know. To obtain something, must be ready to lose something. The cowards who don't risk and never try to change anything will never be given the key to open the path to a new future. The key is already in my hands. It is to break this, to break it. Is there any other effort I can make as furniture imprisoned on Rokenjima? No, there's nothing but this. Come, have courage. Free myself of being mere furniture. And I'll accept my new sufferings and become human. These are surely the small and large trials I must impose on myself. Now, break it. Break the eternally unshakable fate that prints me into pieces. Raise it high, go back on all those days of conflict. And after a time far too brief to do them justice, I finished my reflections and threw it. The thunder roared, crying out against me for my outrageous act. It was surely the wrath of the angels preparing to banish me from eternal paradise. I looked down at the mirror tumbling at my feet, broken into two equal parts. And, having made sure I accomplished my task, I looked over the end-rain sky and screamed.
Yeah.
I kept the promise. Now, it's your turn to keep your promise with me, alright?
Thunder roared once more. I had already been banished from paradise, so I would have to struggle by myself in order to live. The witch had said it. That's a single element of the world. To lose means to lose the world. A cow flask with a hole in the bottom can't be filled no matter how much water you scoop into it. I kept the promise! Now it's your turn to keep your promise! Please grant me my wish! My mind wandered. Back to days I could barely imagine the happiness I have today. I was a middle schooler at the time. An ordinary girl who dreamed about love as is normal at that age. I really should not have dreamed that dream. Because I am furniture. Furniture is nothing more than a tool and is not human. So even thinking about love was more than I deserved. The Ishiro-Miya Family Conference was a customary event held in every October. My relatives occasionally visit at other times as well. Of course, they didn't come just to drink tea. On this day, Eva's family had visited the head family in Rokujima. The 3 people from Krause's family and the 3 people from Eva's family had gathered in the parlor. And were having a friendly chat as they updated everyone on their situations. Kenji had supposedly told Kinzo of Eva's family's arrival, but he hadn't come down yet. He was probably immersed in his own research and couldn't spare the time. Oh! That does sound promising. Study a lot of your fathers and do your best to become able to help him soon. Thank you so very much. The mentor's father had introduced me to you and provided me with truly valuable study. Everything I learned is something that can't be learned in school. So language or math to learn in school? But you study attitude to have towards learning. Once you form that basis, you can finally start a long period of study that will last you your entire life. People don't get this will spend the rest of their lives with rocks for brains, only unable to absorb knowledge. They only get full marks in math and language, but they'll be useless for their company. That is exactly right. Hideyoshi-san, your education policy is always truly excellent. You're not a full man yet, George. I must keep that in mind and embrace your studies. Oh, stop that, honey. George is always doing his very best. Aren't you? Truly excellent. I wish Jessica would learn from him. Are you still holding a grudge about my test scores? I said I am studying for the exams. I'm just doing it my own way. You have to bring it up here as well. Cram it already. When George was praised for diligence, the conversation would nearly always turn to Jessica, who hated studying. Jessica made an only displeased face, as though she known would come back to her. My. And there's just something you need to learn to speak a little more ladylike, don't you?
後ろ宮家の家紋を背負う一人娘がそれではみっともないな。
あら。
Oh, but this is charming in itself, don't you think?
的よね。時代は変わるの
Times
よ。
change.
男に食
The
わして
times
も
when
ら
we
う
had
た
to
めに
feign purity in order for a man to allow us to eat
ては
ended
な
a
ら
long
なか
time
った時
ago.
代はとっくに終わってるんだから。
そうそう。
Yes, yes.
やっぱエヴァおばさんはわか
I
って
think you
ます
understand
ね。
Auntie Eva. Eva?
今日は頭痛が特に
My
硬い
headache
で
is
す。
truly trying today.
大丈夫ですか？
You right?
夏日おばさん、
Anatsu,
顔
your
色
face
が
looks off
優れない
color.
みたいです。
ありがとう。大丈夫
Thank
です。
you. I'm all right.
でも本当に
The time really
月
has
日が経つ
flown.
のは早いものね。半ズボン姿で浜
It
辺を
feels
駆
like
け巡
yesterday when you
って
would run around half naked by the beach and come back soaked.
ついこの間のように思います。それはジェシカちゃんも同じよね。
Why did Jessica's trying the same up?
今じ
And
ゃ
now she's a lady
お化
fuss
粧
over
の
how
仕
to put
方
on
にだって
makeup.
こだわるレディーなんだから。眉にこだわりがあるのね。
You
今日
look
のあ
really
なた
cute today.
とってもキュートよ。
ありがとうございま
Thank
す
you。very much.
誰も気づいてくれ
Nobody
なかっ
noticed
た
my
ん
compass
で
was taking a
自信
beating.
なくしてたとこです。
A faux smile rose to Jessica's face as her notes of her own studies were finally noticed. Eva smiled back just wildly. Then she turned that smile towards Natsui.
ダメよ。
Come on,
夏日姉
Natsui.
さん。
Ne-san.
自分のこの小さな変化
You
にも
must
気
take
づ
notice of
か
small
なく
change
ち
in your
ゃ
own child.
かわいそうな
Poor
ジェシカちゃ
Jessica-chan.
ん。一番最初に
She
お
must have
母さんに
wanted
気
her mother
づいてもらいたかったでしょうに。ねえ。
いいんですいいんで
It's
す。
fine, it's fine.
あの人そういうの全然気づかない人なんで。
She never notices anything like that.
ジェシカ、
Jessica.
母親は
I
あ
don't
の
think
人
much
呼
of
ば
calling
わり
your
とは
mother
感心
she.
できんね。謝りなさい。
Apologize.
言葉遣いについては後でよく言って聞かせ
Later,
ます。
I will speak to you at length about your language.
チ
Ugh.
ュお子様は邪魔
Had
だって
enough of that annoying little kid. Just say so next time.
私は席を外
I'm
させ
getting
ても
out
ら
of
うぜ。
here. Jeez, why can't anyone just understand me?
ここは空気がよどんでるぜ。
This room is getting stuffy.
ジェシカ。
Jessica? Rick was still at that unpredictable age with exams right around the corner. Recently, she had class often with her mother, who was enthusiastic about her education.
失礼いたします。
Excuse me? Yeah! Jessica, making to leave the parlor in a bad mood, and Shannon, pushing a serving cart loaded with tea, bumped into each other.
あ、シャノン。
Ah, Shannon, don't bother one for my tea.
私は庭で
I'm
も
just gonna wander around the
ほっつき歩いてく
garden.
る。お嬢様。
My lady.
シャノン。
Shannon,
Oh,
the tea's getting cold.
配膳を急ぎなさい。
Serve it quickly.
失礼し
My
ました。
apologies. Shannon hadn't actually done anything wrong, but naturally, felt like some shame to herself had been shown and lashed out at her emotionally. It was something that often happened to the Yushiro Omiya family. It seemed that Shannon wasn't strong-willed enough to accept it that way. He shrunk back and nervously prepared the black tea. She had an unfortunate habit of making more mistakes when he was so intimidated. The beautiful appearance dispersed the peaceful atmosphere that had been there just moments ago. That really wasn't Shannon's fault, but she thought it might be the source and felt a pressure on her chest. Pushing fingers made the porcelain clatter, and he couldn't have called it graceful, not even as an empty compliment. The more pitiful everyone thought that was, the greater the silence grew. More irritated, Natsuki looked, and the more Shannon cowered. Shannon's thick neck felt like he was being choked and suffocated by the death god called tension. Then, George spoke cheerfully, as if to blow away the stiff atmosphere.
That's
a nice smell.
何の紅茶かな?
What kind of tea is it?
これは
This is...
うん、
No?
言わないで。
Don't say it.
当てるから。
I'll guess.
これは特徴的な匂いだから多分わかるよ。アールグレイ
Is it Earl Grey?
多分
I
そう
think
だ
it
と思います
probably is.
多分アールグレイで合ってるよ。
It probably is Earl Grey.
台所に戻ったら紅茶の
When you
缶
get
を見
back
て
to
ご
the
らん。
kitchen, check the can.
お
Oh.
ジョージ君は紅茶に詳しいのかね？
George Kun, are you knowledgeable about black tea?
お世話になっている社長さんに紅茶の
I'm
詳し
currently
い人が
servicing
いまし
company
て。
president who knows all about black tea. I'll show off how well I know tea to impress her, George's Lurie BB. Please never make that comparison again.
講釈を聞いている
After
うちに
enough time listening to
少
his
しだけわ
expositions,
かる
I
ように
picked
な
up a
りま
little
し
bit
た。
of it.
あ
Ah, yeah.
おこのぎ
President
食
of
品の社長さん
Okonogi
かい。
Okonogi Foods.
あの人
That's our in-depth knowledge is his specialty.
紅茶の名前って産地を示すことが多い
The
でし
name
ょ
of tea often refers to the place where it's made, right?
じゃあこれは
So there's something
アー
over
ル
here
グレ
place
イと
called
いう
Earl
土地で
Grey.
栽培されたのが由来なのかしらね。
昔、イ
I've heard
ギ
that
リス
long
に
ago in
グレイ
England
伯
there's
爵
an
と
Earl
いう
called
人が
Grey
いた
that it
そう
was
で、
named after him.
その人にちなんでつけた名前だそうだよ。ちなみに、
Incidentally,
こ
this
の
thing
特
was
徴
found as
的
a
な
common
匂い
tea
は
leaves, but from a
茶
fruit
葉のもの
called
ではなく
bergamot,
て、
which is a
ベ
relative
ル
of the
ガモットとい
mandarin
うみかんの親
orange.
戚にあたる果物でつけたものなんだって。
そうなの
Is that so?
初めて
I
知り
never
ま
knew
した
that.
そういう知識を持っていると紅茶もより美味しくいた
Having
だ
that
けま
knowledge,
す
the tea
ね
will taste even more delicious.
酒もタバコ
Alcohol
も
and cigarettes are
同
the
じや
same.
嗜好品は
Luxuries, you
ロ
gotta
マンを
appreciate the
たしなむ
romance.
もんやで。こういうお
Honestly,
家
not deep as
が
the taste.
味わいを深めるんや。
薬の能書きと同じよね。
It's the same with the advertising on medicine.
夏日姉さんも
Natsuki,
愛用
son,
してる
you
頭痛
try to read
薬
the
の
essay
説
of your favorite
明
headache medicine
書
someday.
今度はじっくり読んでから飲んでみなさいよ。
それはいい。
A fine idea.
今夜試してみま
Try
す。
tonight.
ええ
Yes,
試してみます
I shall.
シャノンちゃん、そのポットを開けてごらん。
Chan-chan, open the pot and have a look.
茶葉の中に
Should be
ベ
able
ル
to
ガ
find
モット
some
を乾
dried
燥させた
bergamot
も
mixed
の
in with
が
the tea
混じってい
leaves.
るのを見つけられるはずだよ。
はい
Yes,
入っていま
it is
す
in there.
オレンジの皮を乾
Some
燥
like
させた
dry
ような
orange
もの
peels
が
mixed
混じ
in.
っています
Yep,
多分これがベ
that's
ルガモ
probably
ットだね。
bergamot.
アールグレイの香りの主成分だよ。
The main ingredient, Earl Grey scent.
匂いは鮮烈だから味がきつそうな印象があるけど、素直で飲み
The
や
scent
す
is
い味なん
vague,
だ
so
よ
it。gives the impression of having a sharp taste. But it also tastes that's easy to drink.
ミルクティーにすると
Might be
香
lovely
り
to
も
make it
まろ
with
やかになって
milk.
素
Scent should
敵
become
かも
more
しれない
mild.
ね。みんなに注いでポットに余った分があったら、ぜひミルクティーにして飲んでみるといいよ。
You should make it milk tea out of it and try it.
はい
Yes.
あ
Thank you very much. George gave her a small wink. Chen finally realized that George had been doing her a favor of calming down the atmosphere in the room. And he had been doing it for her sake as she had lost her self-confidence. The Ushiromi family did not pamper their servants. So if there was any awkwardness, they would be harshly punished. So it didn't happen often they were given a helping hand like this. Thanks to George's concern, Shannon was somehow able to get a hold of herself and finish serving tea safely. If she was calm when she worked, she could easily carry out her tasks elegantly and flawlessly. By the time the black tea was laid out on the table and the elegant scent drifted around, the room was completely back to how it had been in a peaceful mood as everyone praised George's knowledge. Shannon wanted to thank him for saving her, but it didn't look like she would get the chance. So she at least thanked him inside her heart, praying to God that George would hear it and push the serving cart away.
George Nissan
has always let me a helping hand in these times like this, like that. Continue the topic or something. Jenna and Jessica could be seen in the rose garden. Jessica, having gotten into a fight with her mother, now felt unable to simply nonchalantly wander back into the parlor, so she found herself here, killing time. When I think back on it, I thought maybe this wasn't the first time you helped me out like this. Whenever I made a careless mistake and George Sama was there, he would always naturally smooth things over and make things harmonious, I think. Maybe it wasn't something as direct as picking up a fork that had been dropped, but that was his way of caring. Even servants have pride. They want to fix their own mistakes by themselves. But if our guests helped out with that, they would lose face. So you're good at reading between lines in those kind of situations. Well, maybe that's George Nissan's aesthetic take on things. That guy's more of a show-off than he looks. That's not true. I think he really is a wonderful person. Shen, you haven't fallen in love with George Nissan, have you? Shen had refuted Jessica's words uncharacteristically forcefully, but Jessica caught on immediately. No, that's not... I don't think... I don't heard any of that kind of gossip about George Nissan. Wait. Actually, did I hear him say that family-oriented girls were his type? Nice, that fits you perfectly, Shannon. It does? I'm not, qualified for that. You sure are qualified. You've known each other for years, you're almost childhood friends. You say that when you're in a natural relation where you don't think of each other as boy and girl, explain something once you go. No doubt. Jessica loved teen magazines with these kind of stories, and she's always on the phone talking excitedly with her friends about that kind of thing. She had a keen intuition for this kind of romantic topic. This was the first time a topic like this had been brought up to Shannon. This was certainly the first time she had noticed George as a member of the opposite sex. She was furniture, and George was an honored guest connected to the Ushiromiya family. She had thought it imperishable to even imagine a deeper relationship, so she hadn't thought about it. Jessica was taking immense pleasure in poking fun at all of this, since it didn't affect her. Anne was doing her best to make sure that her blushing cheeks weren't discovered. So if George showed up at a time like that, there would be no way that he would be able to keep her cool. They saw George come out from the entrance hall of the mansion. It looked like he had seen them as well. He headed over, waving his hand. Shannon frankly tried to regain her ordinary composure before George reached them.
おじいさまがやっと降りてきたよ。
Grandfather finally came down.
あとは大人たちの話になるからっ
Now we're having an adult discussion because they chased me
て
out.
追い出されてね。
そりゃ抜け出して正解だよ。
Escaping then was the right choice. As soon as kids got a pestilence and look at grandfather in the face.
そんな言い方は悪
You
いよ。
shouldn't speak that way.
ただ、おじいさまは僕らのことを疫病神だと思
I
ってい
think
るかも
grandfather
し
may
れ
think
ない
of us as such pestilent creatures.
何しろ、
After all, we came over here
事業
busy
用
asking
に
for
お
money for
金を借
business.
りたいという話でや。
That's right, this wasn't a customary annual October family conference. Ava's family had visited for a apply for a business loan from the main family. Enzo had vast resources and lent those out to his children. Of course, there was not money to lend because they had gotten themselves into financial trouble. How could they expand their business using the vast amount of money they had borrowed? How much interest would be attached and how soon could be repaid? This wasn't a loan for the have-nots. This was a loan for those who were on the offense. Enzo judged strictly whether it was worth lending out his fortune, and afterwards he strictly oversaw how it was used. There's also occasionally this spectacle where relatives visit Rokujima and explain their business to Kinzo. To the parents, it may well have been the meeting of turn, in the movement of large sums of money, forcing immense stress upon them. But to Jessica, who lived on this isolated island called Rokujima, it was the first opportunity to meet up with her cousins. So even her bad move of getting into that fight with her mother was immediately cured by this chat with her infrequent visitor, George. My family's a bunch of tightwads. I got money to spare, and I'll be generous with it. I feel my grandfather and dad are both just being really tight.
お金を貸すとき、
Just to be proven letting out
当
money.
然のことだよ。もちろんうちの父さんも借り入れた分で事業を拡大し、しっかり
Of
返
course,
却
my
でき
father
る
is
プ
coming
ラ
with
ン
a
を
plan
持って
by which he can
訪
expand
れ
his
てる。
business with what he borrows and which he can definitely repay. I think
プレ
else
ゼ
would
ン
be
テー
up
シ
to
ョ
the
ン次第って
presentation.
ところだろうね。本当は脇で見させて
So
も
I would
ら
have
って
liked to
勉
watch
強したい
alongside
んだ
them
け
and
ど、
learn,
母さんに追い出されちゃったんだよ。
but mother chased me out.
ちょっと残念
I'm
だ
a little
な。
let down.
親方様はクラウス様やエヴァ様のこ
It
とを
seems that Master Kraus
今で
still
も
scolds
子供の頃
Kraus-sama.
と全く変わら
Master
ないように
still
叱られ
scolds
るよう
Kraus-sama
です
and Eva-sama in just the same way he did when they were kids.
そんな姿を
I'm sure she didn't want to show that to you, her son.
きっと見せたくないのでしょう。
As Shannon hung her head, she thought back on those scenes she had grown used to seeing while working at this mansion. Even Kraus, who acted haughtily towards his siblings, was still treated like a child by Kinzo. Shannon herself had often seen Kinzo slapping Kraus or making him sit in Saiza style. Charlie did believe humiliating to have forced upon him at his age. In the Ushiro Miya family, taking care not to be present when this happened was one of the great tasks of the servants. Of course, that didn't mean that Shannon had been making mistakes by being witness to it. Oh shit, didn't mean to do that.
そうだろうね。
Probably.
それを察して
Realizing that
姿を
and
消す
going
のも
away may
子
be my
供
duty
の
as a
務
child.
めかな。
Well,
それにしても
outside the
今
flowers of the
年
garden
も
is
この
truly
庭園
splendid
の
this
花は
year.
本当に素敵だね。
George stretched as he said that. Truly eversly, he changed the subject away from something that had been a little bit gloomy. This time, Shan noticed it too. This person, George, was highly sensitive to the mood of the group, was always carrying enough to change the subject to something harmonious. It had been so smooth that Shan hadn't noticed it until today. Today, Shan had to really admire that behavior of George's. Almost all the boys Shan knew of her own age were her classmates during her education, but they were all immature. None of them had the same composure that George did. Even though he had just another guess until moments ago, now she couldn't describe him with just that. That was the outer thing, relevant to her work as a servant. Shan tried to chase it away with a small shake of her head. What's up? It's nothing. Shall I prepare some tea for you? I will prepare some more of that Earl Grey for you.
改めてご用意します。
紅茶の名前
Sir, the name of
覚え
that
てく
black
れたん
tea.
だね。嬉しいよ。
I'm happy.
その、その、さっ
Thank
き
you for
は
concern
お
back
気遣い
then.
はありがとうございました。
Shan was finally able to put her thanks into words. If you wrote them out on paper, they wouldn't have seemed like much. But Shan had just needed a little courage to say them out loud. But George played dumb.
何のことだい？
What's this?
お礼を言われるような
I don't remember doing anything I should be
覚え
thankful.
はないけど。
Seemed as he was being a gentleman in his own way, saying that he hadn't helped her because he wanted to be thanked. Seeing that George's response had been more or less predictable to Jessica, she burst out laughing uncontrollably.
なあ、
See?
こういうところ気
Isn't
づらしいだろ
he a show off? No. No, he really is one.
そんなことは。
No, I don't think that's... Jessica made fun of Shannon as she remained silent, her face beat red. George didn't know the details, but now she joined in, laughing the same way. Oh. The three of them lazily walked around the garden, talking about what was new. George, as the oldest cousin, talked about his life experiences. Jessica talked about recent life on Rokujima, and Shan talked about her recent work. These silly little topics went round and round in circles. Even when the other stories had been fascinating, Shan had never felt particularly connected to their contents. She was nothing more than a servant. She had no intention of delving into her master's life. She wanted them to enjoy their time speaking with her. She and was only pretending to listen intently, nodding at the right moments. For some reason, she found talking with George deeply interesting today. Even for things that she would normally ignore, she felt like she could feel kindness hidden beneath his words. For some reason, she wanted to know more about George, no matter how trivial. So, she stared fixedly on him. She thought that as far as looks went, this person who should only meet George was probably about average, and he didn't really stick out. But he was diligent, serious, and deeply thoughtful in a way that allowed him to understand people's hearts and care for them. But she has never been aware of these things until now. She may have not met him many times, and she had known his face for many years. Even so, she had not noticed once until now. But Shan felt ashamed of this, and her cheeks went red. Maybe George thought that Shan was appreciating him talking about himself, because he continued to relate his personal stories. But Jessica didn't miss that slight change in Shannon. So, she turned the discussion around to the topic Shan wanted to hear the most about.
そうい
Oh,
や
yeah,
さ
come to think of it,
ジョージ兄さん、いい加減に彼女とかはできたわ
Nissan, did
け
you finally get a girlfriend yet, or what?
なんだい、やぶから棒に。
What is this? It's out of the blue. Only just George's reaction would have been an answer enough. But for some reason, as she was now, Shan found herself unable to understand it unless he said it clearly.
その ジョージ様はお優し
George-sama
いで
is
すから
very nice,
さぞや
so I'm sure he must be very popular with the girls.
いや、
No, we're,
よせよシャノ
quit it, Shannon!
そういう追い
That's
詰め
pretty
方は
mean, cornering him like
意地
that.
悪だぜ
I wasn't trying to be
意地
mean.
悪のつもりは
嬉しい勘違いをありがとう。
Thank you for your wrong impression. Happy wrong
残念だ
impressions.
けど、特定の一人の
I
女
still don't
性
have
と
a
は
relationship with any
ま
special
だご
girls.
縁がないよ。見ての通り、容姿も波
As you
以
can
下
see,
だ
my
から
looks
ね。
are below average.
女の子を楽しくさせてあげ
I
られ
can't
るよう
speak
な
wittingly in a way
気
that
の
it
利い
can
た話
entertain a
術も
girl.
ないし。
そんな
I
こ
don't
と
think
ないと
that's
思いま
true.
すそれに
And I
男性
think
の
that
魅
the
力
man's
は
charm is decided by
容
things you
姿
can't
で
measure
わ
on the
からないとこ
outside.
ろで決まるんじゃないかと思います
That's why,
ジョージ様
I
は
think that you
と
might
て
be,
も
a
魅
very
力的な男性じゃないかと
charming man, George-sama. Shan was uncharacteristically verbose. Compared to her normal self, she was being very wordy indeed. George looked very pleased about hearing his own charm described, but he was just a little surprised at this high praise. Jessica, assured now that her own imagination was right on, acted as though she could barely hold back her laughter. Get better.
ありがとう。
Thank you, Shannon-chan.
僕に魅力を感じてくれるような
I surrounded the girl,
寛大
gracious
な
enough to
女
find
性
me
に
attractive.
早く巡り合いたいね。
Yes, I'm sure you
と
will.
巡り会えると思いますジョージ様の本当の魅力に気づいている
I'm
女性
sure this
は
girl not.
きっといえ
I mean, a lot
大
of
勢
girls
い
will
らっ
recognize
しゃ
your
ると
real
思い
charm.
ますよ
You probably want to say there's a girl not very far away. You've already saying that much, drawing a final line as a servant.
そうかな。
Really?
さすがに照れるね。
I guess I'm kind of embarrassed. Maybe it had never been praised this much by a girl. Dora's face turned just as bright red as Shannon's. As she watched the two of them, Jessica giggled sadistically. Well, I'm sure you'll fancy find a wonderful partner, George.
素敵なパートナーと出会うだろうけどさ今のままじゃきっと上手にパートナーをエスコ
I
ー
don't
ト
think you'll
で
be
き
able to
ないと
escort
思
your
う
partner
ぜ
as you are now, right?
勤勉でいらっしゃる
Your braininess may be doesn't work here, but like I say, you're totally pleased when it comes to that aspect of your studies.
悪かったね。
Excuse me for being ignorant.
その勉強はこれから少しずつしていくよ。
I started studying that bit by bit.
相手もいないのに
How do you
ど
do
うや
that
って
by yourself?
恋愛映画でも
Are
見
you
る
gonna watch movies about love?
それとも秀吉おじさんに
Or
な
from
る
Uncle Hideyoshi?
チェ、まるで鬼の首でも取った
You're
みたい
milking
だ
it for
な
all。it's worth, aren't you?
こういう話では男は女の子にかなわないね。
Men are a match for girls in this kind of conversation. Normally, when George and Jessica got together, their parents would say George is diligent and admirable, and Jessica is lazy and rude. It was probably irresistible fun for Jessica when their roles were finally reversed. George also realized that, so this time he was content with being the one who was teased.
ジョージ兄さんさえいいならさシャノンでちょっと練習してみたら
And George sees on as long as you're okay with it, why not practice with Shannon?
シャノンを一日退屈さ
Keep
せず
Shannon
にデ
entertained
ートに
all
連れて
day
くん
and
だよ
long on a date.
どうよ
What do you think? What do you think?
そんな
What are you?
お嬢様
My lady. When she heard Jessica's audacious plan, Shannon's face turned bright red and a donut of smoke rose from it with a poof.
それは
That's
とて
a
も
very
魅力
attractive
的な
plan,
提案だけ
but
ど
I feel bad for
シャ
Shannon
ノ
Chan.
ちゃんに悪いよ。彼女の貴重な
I
休
won't
日
just
を
be
奪う
wasting her
だけ
precious
じゃ
day
ない
off.
彼女が本当
I'd
に
also
思
be
いを寄
butting
せる人
in
と
on the ideal moment where
二
she
人きり
needs
で
to be
過ご
alone
す
with
聖
someone
域
she
に
really has feelings
僕が
with.
割り込んでしまうことになる。そんな無粋なことは
I
でき
couldn't
ない
do something so boorish. I also
私もその思い人
I
と
don't
か
have a
そういう
personal
人
feelings for
は
her
い
or
ませ
anything,
ん
so
のでそういうお気遣いは
caring for me like that, it's unnecessary. Shannon's blood had all rushed to her head, and it looked like she didn't even know what she was babbling about. Guess I knew how Shannon normally was, seemed to find that really comical. She couldn't hide her cackling laughter anymore.
そうなのかい？
Is that true?
シャノンちゃんみ
I
たいな
can't believe
可
that
愛い子が
girl
一人
like
身
you
な
would
ん
be
て
single, Shan-chan.
信じ
I'm
ら
on
れな
this
いね。
island almost all the time, and I barely get off of it. Why the fuck would I know anyone else?
わた私
I'm a servant, so
なんて
so I
あり
have
ま
any.
せんしその
ってことは
Seems that in the future, if Shan's going to have any chance of getting herself a wonderful guy,
交際の練習が必要だって
He's
ことじゃない
practice
のかよ
relationships, right?
つまり二人
So
とも
you each
互い
want
の
the same
思惑は
thing?
一致するわけだなるほどこ
all
りゃい
right,
い
that'll
ぜ
work. Jessica irresponsibly cheered the two of them on. Now George, who was also hanging his head, red-faced.
ジョージ
George,
さっきから
I've been
呼んで
calling
る
for
わ
you.
よ聞こえないの
Can you hear me? Since Eva had appeared in what was already an embarrassing situation, both of them became even more flustered. Jessica was in stitches.
母さん。
Mother!
ごめんよ、話が込み入っちゃっててね。
Sorry, our conversation got complicated.
気づかなかった。
I didn't notice.
これはエヴァ様
Oh, my
大
Eva
変
sama.
失礼しました
My deepest apologies.
若い子たち同士で大層盛り上がって
It
たみ
sounds
たい
like you young
ね
kids were getting really excited.
あなたたちもみんなお年頃
They're
だも
about
の
that age.
そういう話題が尽きないのもよくわかるわ
I remember what that's like. You must have no end of things like that to talk about.
嫌ですねエヴァおばさんだってまだまだお若いじゃないですか
Oh, come on, Auntie Eva, you're still in your prime.
秀吉おじさんと
Please tell
の
me
馴れ
how
初め
you
を
and
聞
Uncle
かせてくださいよ
Hideyoshi met.
あらあら
Oh my,
そん
there's
な
no
の
way
言
I
え
could
る
tell
わけ
you
な
that.
本当にみんな若いんだか
You're
ら
all so young.
それで何、母さん。
So what is it, mother?
用があって声をかけたんじゃないの？
Because you got something, right?
お父さんたちの話
Your
が
father
終
and
わ
Reza
ったわ
finished talking.
おじい様にあなたの
We're
話
going
を
to
する
talk
からい
to
ら
your
っしゃ
grandfather
い
about you, so come on.
僕の話？
About me?
何の話か
What could
な？
that be about?
今みんなでしてたのと同じ話よ
The same topic all of you were just having.
ほら
Remember that topic?
例の話
あ
Oh, that
話か。
topic.
あ、別に
That's really
お
something
じ
you
い
talk
様
to
に
grandfather
話すよう
about,
なこ
is
と
it?
じゃないんじゃないかな。
何の話だよ
What are you talking about?
まさかジョージ兄さん
Wait, Georgie-san, you're getting married to someone?
それはおめでとうございます
違うよ、違
No,
うよ。
no!
特定の女性
I
はい
don't,
な
didn't
い
I
って
just
さっき言ったじゃ
say
な
I
い
don't have a
か。
special woman?
威張ることじゃないでしょ
That isn't something to brag about, is it?
だく
Seriously? Eva smiled bitterly, looking at Lou exasperated.
わかった。
I got it.
ジョージ兄さん、あれでしょ。お見合いだ。
Georgie-san, it's one of those, right? A marriage
お
meeting.
見合い
Marriage meeting?
まあね
Well, yeah. As a man, George O'Malley wanted to find a partner by himself and carry her off himself. But it seemed like he found the idea of meeting his partner for the first time in a marriage meeting arranged by his parents to be a little pathetic.
お見合いというの
Shouldn't
は
marriage meetings be done
もっ
at
と
a more mature
年
age?
齢が成熟してからするものじゃないのかな。僕はまだ一人前になったって自覚すらないというのに。
I still don't feel like I've become an adult.
もちろん
You don't intend to rush
即
into
位
meeting
を
and
遅
get
く
engaged
結
in a
婚なんて
marriage?
焦る気は
Of
全
course
然ない
not.
のよ。親睦を深めて年齢的にもう少し落ち着いてから籍を入れる形でも問題ないの。
It isn't a problem if you deepen your friendship first and then have her moved to our family register later when you settle down as you age. From the forceful impression Eva was giving and George's evasive, it seems like you could catch a glimpse of how this marriage meeting linked into everything. Who the other person was remained unclear, but was surely someone profitable to Eva's family in a business sense. It almost felt like a political strategy. They wanted to create a connection between the two families, not by changing registers, then at least by having them get engaged.
結婚はね、するものじゃないの。
Marriage is something you do after you start liking someone.
してから慣れることよ。感情だけ
If
で
you
結
marry
婚
just
す
based
る
on
と
emotions,
必
you'll
ず
definitely
後
regret
悔
it.
する。身元のしっかりした人を生涯の伴侶に選んで、それから愛情を築いていくのも
There's
決
nothing
して
wrong
間違
with choosing
っ
a
たことで
person
は
with a secret
ないの。
background as your partner in life and the building up emotions of love.
エヴァおばさん。
Hey, Eva, that's so
それじゃ
rude to Uncle
ジョージさんに悪いんですよ。
Hideyoshi.
私は
I
あの
love
人
him,
のこ
you
と
know.
大好きよ。いつまでも一
I
緒にい
want
て
to always be with him
人
and to
生
live
を
my
共
life by
に
his
していき
side.
たい。
エヴァ様
Eva-sama,
素晴らしい
that's
です。
wonderful.
本当にご立派です。
Truly splendid.
ありがとう。
Thank you.
でもその気持ちは二人で夫婦をしていくうちに
But
育
we
んだ
built
も
up those
の
feelings while
よ。
we were husband and wife, you see.
そして今の私たちより未来の私たちの方がもっと
I
もっと
believe that in
仲
the
良し
future
だと
we will be
信
much,
じて
much closer than we are now.
私
I
は
think that's the best way for our
夫
husband and
婦
wife
は
to
そうい
be.
う
だからって好
No,
き
I
でも
don't
な
think
い
that
相
makes
手
it
と
alright
結
to marry
婚し
someone
て
you
も
don't
い
even
いって
like.
論法にはならないと思うけどな。
だからって好きな相手なら誰と
And
結婚
that
しても
doesn't
い
make
い
it
と
alright
いう
to marry
論
whoever
法
you
には
want
な
as
ら
long
ない
as
わ。
you like them.
結婚は一瞬。
A wedding only lasts a moment.
でもその後の
But your
夫
life
婦
as a
生
married
活
couple
はず
after
っ
that
と
is
ずっと
very,
長い
very
の。
long.
だから一時の感情に任せず慎重に相手を
So
探
you should
す
search
べ
with
きな
prudence
の。
and not leave it up to momentary emotions.
そしてそれは人生経験の
And
未
don't you
熟
think
な
your
あな
mother
た
and the
よ
rest of
り
us would be
お
better
母さん
at
たちの
that
方
than
が
a
うま
person
くやれ
experienced
る
a
と
life
思
like
う
yourself?
な。
That
それ
may
は
be
そうかも
true,
しれない
but
けど。
あなたは私
you
の
are
自
my
慢
pride
の
and
一人
joy,
息子
my
よ。
only son.
どこへ出しても恥ず
You
か
have
し
thrown
く
a
ない
fine
く
man
ら
who
い
could match
立
up to
派に
anyone.
成長してくれたわ。バトラ君は席を
With
置いて
Balak leaving the register,
あ
you're
な
the
たが
only
今
grandson to carry
はお
father's
父様
blood.
の血を引く唯一の男孫。あなたにふさわしい相
You
手
must
は
prudently choose
慎
a
重
fitting
に選
partner
ばな
for
く
you.
てはならない。
As everyone related to the Shifuro-Mia family knew, Eva adored George so much that he was the apple of her eye. That didn't mean she had pampered him. She had raised him struggling and grown into a trying man who wouldn't betray her expectations.
あなたの相手
You definitely are deciding your partner
決し
based
て
on what we
母さん
personally
たちの
stand to
損
gain
得
from
で
it.
決めてなんかいないわ。あなたにふさわしい本当に素晴らしい
I
女
want
性
you to
に
do one for a woman
母
who's
さん
right
が
for
合わ
you.
せてあげる。今はあなたの中にある青
But
臭
right
い
now, you may
若
still
さ
have some
が
immature
それを
youth
疎む
inside
か
of you
も
that's
しれ
turning you
ない。
away from this.
でも
At least
こ
listen
れ
to
だ
what
け
your
は
mother
母
says
さん
on
の言う
this
ことを聞
point.
きなさい。私があなたのた
Have
め
I
を
ever failed to
思わ
think
な
of
かっ
what's
た
best
こと
for
が
you?
一度でもある。
それは
No,
ないけど
you haven't.
今はそれで結構。
That's all you need to think of for now.
さあ行きましょう。
Come on, let's go.
お父様を待たせてるわよ。
We're keeping father waiting.
急いで屋敷に行きなさい。
Hurry to the
じ
mansion.
ゃあ
Well,
ごめん
sorry
ね
you two.
二人とも。また後で。
See you later. George bowed to the two of them, never bowing once more to Shannon. He dashed off to the mansion.
じゃあおばさんも行く
I'll
わ
be going
ね。
as well.
楽しい話を打ち切っちゃって
Never cutting your fun
ごめん
conversation short, Jessica ちゃん、Shannon
シャノ
ちゃん。
ンちゃん。
No, no.
気にしないでくだ
Hey,
さ
don't
い。
worry about that.
じゃあシャノン、
Come on, Shannon.
私たちは行こうぜ。
Yes.
大丈夫よ。
It's all right.
ジェシカちゃんだっ
I'm
て。
sure you meet someone wonderful
きっ
too,
とそのう
Jessica
ち
chan.
素敵な出会いがあるわよ。ジェシカちゃんにふさわしい素敵な方がね。
A wonderful person suitable for you.
私と同程
So,
度ってこと
if he's at the same level as me, you mean a guy with
成績の
bad
悪い
grades?
男かな。なんだかうぜえぜ。
That freaking sucks.
もちろんシャノンちゃんにもね。
And of course, you too, Shannon chan.
あなたにふさ
I'm sure that
わ
one woman
しい
suitable
素
for
敵
you
な
will
男性
appear.
がきっと現れるわよ。
There we go. Yep, too little blood. But
ありがとうございます。
thanks very much. As Eva smiled and giggled, she approached Shannon's ear with a hand over her mouth as though she was trying to know her secret. Huh?
使用人風情のあなたに
I'm sure you'll find a perfect match for a lowly servant like
きっと
yourself.
見つかるわよ。義務教育
Have
に
you
行か
forgotten
せ
to be
てもらった
grateful for your
恩を
schooling?
忘れて。身の程を知りな
Know
さい。
your place. That's not what I didn't.
私、
ジョージはお父様の
George, the
血を
eldest
引く
son,
孫の中
grandson
で
carrying
嫡男に
father's
当たるの
blood.
よ。ひょっとしたら未来の後ろ宮家を背負うことになるかもしれない人。
He's a person who bears the burden of the Ushiromiya family someday in the future.
その期待に応えるためにたくさんの勉強を重ねて素晴らしい大学に入り素晴らしい成績を残
His
して
expectation is studied tirelessly, entering a wonderful college and getting wonderful grades.
そんなジョージ
You really think you're in this
無
league,
能
you
無資格
incompetent,
無教
unqualified,
養な使用
uncultured
人風情が釣
servant?
り合うと本気でお思い
Those whispered words all poured in Shannon's ear without spilling a drop. To Shannon, it was like cold water was being poured there.
私は
I didn't
そんなつもりは。
This was all whispered in secret, with the same smile as before. Jessica could only see Eva's expression didn't think it was anything other than Eva telling Shannon some embarrassing story about love. When the secret conversation ended, Eva patted Shannon's shoulders as though to underscore her message.
大丈夫よ。
Don't worry.
あなたに
I'm sure you'll find a partner just perfect for you.
きっと見つかるから。ね。じゃあね、ジェシカちゃん。
All right,
また
Jessica.
後でね。
See you later. Yeah, see you later.
秀吉おじさんとの話、その時聞かせてくださいね。
And please tell me all the stories about you and Uncle Hideyoshi. Eva dryly laughed and headed back to the entrance hall. Behind Jessica, who was cheerfully waving her hand, Shannon reflected very, very deeply on those words of Eva's about knowing her place. I felt deep remorse for my brief moment of conceit. I had forgotten. I am furniture. Furniture isn't human. I'm a being who must feel grateful for even being treated like a human. And I'm not permitted to wish for anything more. Even if people develop affection for furniture that they're used to using, that is emotion on the human side, and furniture has no right to hope for that. It should serve with simple honesty every day. That feeling I had when talking with George-sama and Jessica-sama is a forbidden drug for me. In other words, it may have been an emotion I must not know.
Shannon?
Shannon,
先ほどからぼんやりが
I've
す
been
るんで
distracted
す
for a while now.
体調でも悪いの
Are
で
you
す
feeling ill?
いえ、
No.
失礼いたし
My
ました。
apologies. Natsuki's words, too distracted, were right on the mark. Even Shannon couldn't believe that she had not noticed Natsuki until she had been called. This was supposed to be the time when she had to concentrate on cleaning. But she had just kept sighing and hadn't accomplished much of anything.
たとえお客様がおられ
Even
な
if
くて
there
も
aren't many guests, you
常に
must
気を
always
張っ
be
ていなくては
alert.
なりません。そんな様では後ろ宮家に仕える使用人として情けありませんよ。
I don't like this as shameful as a servant wearing the Ishiromiya family.
はい。
Yes.
以後注意
I
し
will
ます。
take care from now on.
That
my husband will return very shortly.
書斎の清掃は済んでいますか？
Have you finished cleaning up yet?
階段の清掃
Have
は
you finished
済んで
cleaning
い
the
ますか？
staircase?
申し訳ございません。
My apologies.
まだです。
Not yet.
ええ、知っています。
Yes, I know.
ですから、ルノンにやらせておきました。
So I had Lunan do it.
あなたがもたも
While
た
you
と
were
廊
plotting
下を
around
清掃してい
cleaning
る
the
時
hallway,
間
she
で
was cleaning the study and
彼女は
staircase.
書斎端の清掃を済ませてしまいましたよ。
それは、 丁寧にお掃除をしていたから、時間がかかってしまって。
That's, because I want to clean thoroughly, so it took some time. Shannon was simple and honest, so she'd always carried her tasks seriously and properly, without any omissions. So he's always slow with her work. In contrast, Lunan civilly cut corners whenever they should be cut. So she completed her jobs with a result that looked similar to an outsider, but in a much shorter time. In other words, she was shrewd. Compared to her, we should say that Shannon, who had just talked back to Natsuki when she was already about nude, had not been shrewd in the slightest. Of course, there was nothing that Natsuki couldn't stand more than to start talking back. Her forehead creased and she spoke sternly. Yet her speech was slow and admonishing, which was terrifying beyond measure, and finally made Shannon realize she said the wrong thing. In that case, you shall clean as thoroughly as you desire. Shannon, I order you to clean the reception hall right now. This important hall where several pictures showed thy head are displayed. For honored guests that should only a family are invited. Clean it satisfied. Clean thoroughly so as not a speck of dust remains, and so that even you are satisfied. Of course you will finish today. Until you finish, report to me. You will not be reported. You are not permitted any food or rest. Understood. Yes, madame.
奥様。
That is good.
使用人はその言葉だけを口にするように。
Turn should endeavor to use only those words.
次の口答えにはより厳し
Next
い
time you
罰
talk
を
back,
与
I
え
will
ま
give
す
you
か
an
ら
even more
そ
severe
のつもり
punishment.
で
So keep that in mind.
よく胸に刻んでおきなさ
Engrave
い。
these words in your hearts.
はい、奥様。
Yes, madame.
ご指導をありがとうございま
Thank
す。
you for your guidance.
どういたしまし
You
た。
are welcome. After she headed off, the quarter maid and gestured as if her headache was troubling her. This Shannon wouldn't know, but a maid that can't do her job good enough needs reminding. Once Shannon couldn't see her anymore, she hung her head and sighed. This happened because I let my thoughts take me. I might be bad at everything I do, but I should at least be able to carry out the cleanings as well as an average person can, right? I can't even do that properly. So pathetic it makes me cry. And there's something even more pathetic. Not only was I unable to form a single bit of cleaning well, but just now, when Natsuki was goading me, I was envisioning him appearing and rescuing me. If only George-sama had been there. Perhaps he would have been casually stepped in and saved me. I'm sure he would have shown up cheerfully, intentionally acting like he doesn't know what's going on. Nimbly changed the subject and made me forget I was reprimanded by Natsuki. I kept envisioning him, suddenly appearing from the other side of the door, or the other end of the hallway. I envisioned the kind of person who would be an appropriate partner for him in a marriage meeting. And I envisioned how unfitting I am for him. Eva had told me clearly. I had endlessly repeated through my dreams.
姉さんは相変わらず不器用だね。
You're so clumsy as always, Nessan.
奥様は今朝か
Madame
ら
has
虫
been
の
in
居
a bad
所
mood
が
since this
ない。
morning.
黙ってうなずい
You
てる
spoke
の
out
に
to him when you should have hung your head in
余
silence.
計なことを言うから。
Cannon-kun. Cannon was suddenly there. His footsteps were always quieter than a cat's, and he left no trace of his presence. Probably wouldn't have noticed him no matter how long he stood there. The expression on Cannon's face was hatred. The expression he was making usually made for Shannon, who didn't know how to do so herself.
奥様も。
Madame and
そしてルノ
Lunan
も
can
地
go
獄
to
に
hell.
落ちろ。あいつは奥
She
様
knows
が
where
どこ
Madame
をチェック
checks
す
and
るか
only
知ってて
cleans those
そこ
areas.
しか掃除しない。さっきの掃除もそうだった。
Her just cleaning just now was like that.
見ていたから知
I
っ
know
てる。
because I was watching.
本当の意味での掃除なんかしてないん
She
だ。
wasn't cleaning in any real sense of the word.
丁寧に掃除する姉さんに
Just the worst kind of
姿勢して
parasite
るだ
leeching
けの
off your
最低
thorough
なや
work.
つだ。
そんな
You
汚い
mustn't
言葉を
use
使っ
such
てはダ
dirty
メよ。
words.
汚い言葉は
Dirty words pollute
カ
your
ノ
clean
ン君
soul,
の綺麗な
Canon-kun.
魂まで汚してしまう。だからせめて
So don't use the words
私
from
の
me
前
at
では
least.
そんな言葉遣いをしないで。ね。
Alright? Shannon faced away, acting so sulkily. It was a dishonest reaction, very Canon-kun. I was a little happy. He got angry in my place.
大広間の掃除は
Clean
大
reception
変
hall
だ
will be
よ。
tough.
僕も手伝う。
I'll help.
ありがとう。
Thank you.
でも
But I was the one
奥
who
様
made
に
him
命じ
order,
ら
so
れた
don't
のは
worry.
私だから大丈夫。カノン君にも自分のお仕事があ
Do
る
you
んでし
also
ょ。
have your own work, Canon-kun?
汚らわしい仕
It's a
事
filthy job.
僕の
My
魂
soul
なん
was
て
corrupted long ago.
とっくに汚れてる。
Canon then hung his head and bit his lower lip.
手伝ってくれるという
Saying
言
that you'll
葉
help
だ
is
け
enough
で
for me.
私は十分。カノン君も自分の
Don't
仕
go
事
back
に
to your own
戻ら
work,
ないと
own job, when
あ
you
なた
receive
ま
a
で罰を
punishment.
受けることになっちゃう。そしたら私は悲しい。
And that would make me sad. Shannon knew Canon's character well. Sometimes he didn't reflect on himself. If I don't refuse forcefully, well, me even if it means neglecting his own job. Shannon was a little sad that his favor had been rejected. But he realized in the end going too far would cause her pain, and he gave a single small sigh.
わかったよ。
Fine.
姉さんも頑張って。
Your best, Nis-san. Yes.
それに
Besides, I'm also partly to
私
blame.
にも責任はあるから。
姉さんには責任なんて何も
You
ない
weren't
よ
at。fault, Nis-san.
うん、
No,
あるの。
I am.
だから
So go now.
もう
Even though Canon-kun had given me words of comfort when I was down, even so, I still dejected because it hadn't been him. That was simply a sin. Far beyond my dreams of the likes of me could permit to see, know your place. Shannon, who had neglected breakfast, was already starting to feel her thoughts attenuate. If she didn't finish cleaning the reception hall, she couldn't receive Nachi's permission to eat. That crew of Nachi had surely told the kitchen of that. That's right. My position in the world is furniture, and I've been intoxicated by a dream that is beyond me. I finished cleaning the hallway and went to the reception hall. Maybe hunger makes a nose more sensitive. The kitchen was far away, but somehow I could smell the delicious aroma wafting from there, stimulating my empty stomach all the more. Until I finished up here, I could not go get any soup. I just had to prepare myself. A set of portraits hung in the reception hall. It was a portrait of the witch. That wasn't its true name, but everyone in the mansion called it that. The name of the woman with elegant blonde hair, drawn as the subject of that portrait, was Beatrice. It was whispered that she might be the former mistress of the family head, Kinzo. And also that she was a great witch who had given Kinzo his legendary gold. The witch, Beatrice, master of the night on Rokujima, who was gracious to those who respected her, but she would always curse those who made light of her. It was Shannon's character not to neglect rules and beliefs such as those. So she thought the portrait of her other master as the person herself, and always treated it carefully, treasuring it. And it had become part of her daily routine to talk, inside her own head, to the witch who only existed inside the portrait. She was furniture. Furniture doesn't complain. Cannot complain. She had no right to speak her mind about her difficult days. No right to open her mouth and say those words. So, she at least spoke her mind inside her heart. Those words she couldn't say aloud, she spoke inside her heart, and protested to the formless witch. Of course, the witch didn't answer. She never consoled, and she never laughed it off. Shannon could only interpret that silence as she liked, as though the witch was at least listening attentively.
Beatrice 様。
Beatrice-sama?
みすぼらしい
Listen to me.
私の
With
話
this
を
as I
聞い
am.
てください。
As Shannon wiped the dust from the witch's portrait, she spoke inside her heart.
私は確
And
か
as
に
Eva-sama says,
エヴァ様の言う
I
通り
truly am incompetent on cultured furniture.
無能で無教養な人じゃない。
I am not a person.
だから
No, I have no right to love.
恋をする資格などないかもしれません。でも
In that case, why was I given a heart which can know love?
どうして恋を知ることのできる心などお与えになったのでしょうか。
Shannon paused there and held back her tears for a time. The sound of the rain which had started falling, along with the chill in the reception hall, made her feel as though her shabbiness had increased another level.
本当の家具なら
No furniture doesn't have silly things like a heart.
だから
They don't have to love people,
人を愛
right?
したりしなくて済むじゃないですか。だから苦しまない。
So they don't feel any pain. I'm just another piece of
私も
furniture.
同じ家具なのに
Why do I have a heart?
こんな苦しくて辛い思いをするならこんな
It's
心
gonna be this
な
hard
ん
and
て
this painful. Wish I'd never been born with this stupid heart. I see.
家具に
You
心
have
を
given
与
heart
えた
to a furniture.
あれも時には愉
Amusing
快
games
な
that
こ
one
とを
plays
する
sometimes. The witch, she never answered or laughed. Answered and laughed. My imagination? Hearing things? No. After all, the next words became a voice, and I could hear them, not with my heart, but with my ears.
人間は急を続けてきた
Humans have been continually searching for the elements that make up the world since before the Christian era.
古代ギリシャ
It is
人
said
た
that the
ちは
ancient Greeks started explaining the world with the four elements of air,
水
fire,
土の
water,
4つで
and
世界の
earth.
説明を試みたというその後も数千年かけて
And
人間
after
たち
that,
は
over
そ
several
の4つ
millennia,
に様々な
humans
元
added
素を
several
加
elements
え
to those four,
5代
trying to explain the
6
world with the host of
7代
interpretations.
8代
The
12
five
代
elements, the 6 elements, the 7
様々
elements, the 8
な解
elements, the
釈で世
12
界を説
elements.
明しようとしたが唯一の
But
真
they
実
could
で
never explain the
ある
one true
一
single
なる元
element.
素を説明することはできなかったしかし
However,
星の
a
導
single
きによ
man
って
appeared
現
by
れ
the
た
guidance
一
of the
人の
star
男
and
が
finally explained the single element that makes up the world.
世界を構成する一なる元素を説明した何かわかるか
Do you know what it is? Chen fearfully turned around. Right there, she existed. Not as an illusion, in reality. Contrasting by lightning made clear that this was not just a daydream.
それは
It
愛よ
is love. The witch of the portrait elegantly held a golden pipe in her mouth and giggled. She laughed at the ignorance which caused mankind's thoughts to stray far from the most simple answer. That man explained everything in the world with love. That is the single element. With the smallest possible number, that man fully explained how the world was constructed. How simple and clear, how splendid, exhilarating, pleasant and thrilling. The year that man was born, which he came to be known as Anno Domini.
呼ばれるようになったがな
Shannon lost any words to speak. She thought that when the first meeting an unknown guest, her first word should ask that person's name. Without saying anything, Shannon knew this person's name, so she refrained. No. Surely as a person of this island, asking this person for her name would be the greatest disrespect. Because she was the other master of this island in addition to Kinzo.
Beatrice-sama?
Indeed. I am Beatrice. The face people make when they first see me hasn't changed after 1,000 years. The Golden Witch did go to how Shan's reaction didn't betray her expectations. Shan realized that she had met with a being that mustn't be met with, and she took a step backwards. That's where the wall and the portrait were, so even as she gazed at the witch, she supported the witch's portrait at her back. Your worries are due to love, which is the single element of the world. In other words, everything of this world. When that is not whole, it means that world is not whole. It's like continually scooping water into a flask with a hole in it. Even if you scoop and scoop, it is never filled. An eternal desert of the heart. The original sins that humans are founded upon and everything is made of. Understand? What Adam and Eve learned when they put that fruit of knowledge to lips was love. Because of that, humans were chased out of paradise and became human. Which means that what makes one human is knowing love and suffering. Girl of kind heart, you should be proud. Now that you have known it, you are no longer furniture. Now you are human. I recognize that upon my name. It's hard for an inferior being to understand. Oh, well. Forgive me. It has been a long time since I've spoken with a human. I shall apologize for my talkativeness. I am not sure that this is a sufficient apology, but I can use my power to grant the desire of yours, if you'd like. Huh? Meaning those words surprised Shannon even more than the witch's sudden appearance. I am offering to bring you and the one you love together. Normally I would demand something of equal value in return. I am in a good mood. And you have never failed to pay your respects to me in the past. That is something worth rewarding. Do you really mean it? Normally, Shan would have been shocked by this guest who lacked realism and wouldn't have been able to speak. However, as though she had already been caught up in the witch's trap, Shan responded to the witch. With my magic, it is no trouble at all to arrange for a pair of people with feelings for each other to be joined. You do mean it, don't you? Those words almost escaped Shan's lips, but she held herself back, with her final resolve of reason. A witch is a witch, a sinister being. The witch Beatrice is clearly trying to slip in through the cracks in my heart and take me prisoner. The sort of temptation which so many fairy tale pictures have warned me about when I was young was right in front of me now.
If もまた敬いの一つ。
Fear, it too, is a form of respect.
心地よくはあるが、
It may be pleasant for
これ
me,
では拉
but
致
we
が
will
開
make
か
no
ない。
progress this way.
わらわは確かに、そなたらが
I
意
may
味
be
嫌
no
う魔
different
女
from
像
the
から
distasteful
離れは
witch
せ
that
ぬ。
humans hold in your mind.
だが、
However, I
わら
respond
わ
with
は敬
goodwill
う
to
者
those who
には
respect
好
me.
意を返す。それは人間も同じであ
Aren't
る。
humans the same?
そのように身構えられて好意を返せる人間
Although I doubt any human would respond with goodwill to us attitude like that.
失礼しました。
My apologies.
そんなつも
I
りは。
didn't mean. Shannon finally realized that her hostility was rude to this guest. And she finally digested the words had been spoken to her a short while ago. You are no longer furniture. Now you are human. The more she reflected on those words, the more Shannon felt as though Beatrice could understand all of her suffering.
さっきの。
You, said something
褒美の
about
話
a
って
reward?
何ですか？
お前がその心を虜にする男と結ばれるよう
I
に
can say that
取り
arranged for you to be
計ら
bound
って
to the
も
man
い
who
い
has
と
captured your
言
heart.
っている。わらわの肖像画を日々丹念に磨いてくれたことへの礼とでも思うがよい。
You can think of it as a form of gratitude, diligently polishing my portrait all the time.
安心せよ。
Calm yourself.
対価は求
I
め
ask
ぬ。
for nothing in return.
わらわは気前がよい。
I am generous.
だがな、対価は
However,
求
though
め
I
ぬ
ask for
が
nothing in return, I do have a
頼みが
request.
ある。
I'm gonna kill you in the first episode. Sucks to be you. Look, here it comes. That Shannon inside her heart sent her a warning. This is what she had been so often warned about in all those scary picture books she had read when she was little.
この島のすぐ
Do you
近
know
く
the small
の
torii and shrine that have been
岩の
constructed on a reef
岬
in the
そこ
ocean
に
very near
小
to
さ
this
な鳥居と
island?
祠が設けてあるのを知
Shannon immediately remembered it. When you reached Hirokojima by boat, there was a torii and a shrine on a reef which was too small to even call it an islet. She had a feeling that Kumasawa had told her its history, but she couldn't remember it that well. A traveling mountaineering aesthetic or someone had built it, and prayed at it, or something. Yes, I know about it, but
それが何か。
what does that...
魔に通じぬものに一か
I will
ら
not
説明
explain
はせ
everything
ん。
for Square One to a person who does not know of demons.
早い話
To
が
make a
だ
long
な。
story short,
あれに
it's
は参
causing
ってお
problems for
る
me.
んだ。実はな、
There's actually a certain mirror kept inside that shrine.
ある鏡が収められている。それをそなた
I want you to break it. That was a very suspicious request. Jan didn't know its history, or anything that might be stored inside a shrine would be something sacred. And she wants me to break it? Why would someone as powerful as a witch be unable to do it herself and be asking a human to do it? There's no need for Shan to repeat her thoughts out loud. He just started talking about this reasonable question before Shan could even give her an answer.
あの鏡の
The
魔
magic
力
power of
は
that mirror
わらわの
opposes
魔
my
力と
own.
相対する。人の言葉でうまく説明できぬな。
I cannot explain it well with human words. So, you want me to go break the mirror that's preventing you from fully materializing this world and killing 18 people? Yeah. Okay. How long did I get George for? A few months. I'll take it. Wait, an example. Let us speak of the difference between
食器の違いと
utensils.
でも言おうか。あの鏡はフォークで、わらわの
By way of
力
example,
は
let us
ス
speak
ー
of
プ
the differences between utensils. That mirror is a fork and my power is soup.
フォークでスープは
You
飲
cannot
む
drink soup with a fork, correct?
あの鏡
If
の
only
押
the
し付けさえなけれ
imposition of that
ば
mirror were gone,
わらわ
I
は
could
ス
bear a
ープを飲む
spoon
のに
perfect
ぴ
for
ったり
drinking
の
soup.
スプーンが用意できるというわけだ。それさえあればスー
If
プも
only I
飲
had
め
that, I
る
could
し
drink soup or dig my way out of a rocky prison.
目玉だってえぐり貫ける。
I could even scoop eyeballs out. Is that what it was? I don't know what you're talking about.
私の無
If
教
that
養
is
のせい
because
だ
I'm
としたら
uncultured,
謝り
I
ます。
apologize.
こういうことだ。
It comes down to this.
あの忌々
If you
しい
spare the
鏡
effort to
を
break that
わ
most
らわの
vexing
ため
mirrors
に
for
割る
me,
手間をかけてくれたなら。その褒美
as
と
a
して
reward, I will grant
そ
your
なたの
wish.
願いをか今日のわらわは本当に機嫌がいい。
I am in a very good mood today.
そなたが望むな
You
ら
desire you may change
願
your
い
wish
事
and
を
I can give you all
変
the
え
gold
て
I've
金蔵
bestowed
に
upon
授けた黄
Kinzo.
金を丸ごとくれてやることにしてもよいぞ。
お、
I'll have
お
to
断りします。
decline.
なんと
Oh, what did you say? When your chance work, Beatrice realized first time that her expectations have been betrayed.
理由があれば聞かせよ。
If there is a reason, tell me.
誤解があるなら解こうぞ。
If there's a misunderstanding, I shall resolve it. I don't really know the reason. I just feel like if I accept your offer, we're all going to die horrible deaths.
でも
But today, the sun is at peace and nothing bad has happened.
何も起こりませんでした。なら鏡を割らなくても今日までと同じ平和がこれからも続いていくはずです。
So, even if I don't break the mirror, the peace I exists and to today should continue to the future.
なるほどなるほど。
I see. That
それはもっ
is
ともだ
quite
な。
right.
そなたの言う
It's just as
通
you
りだ。
say.
あれを割らぬなら
If you don't break it, the same unbreakable days that has passed into today will continue tomorrow and the day
明
after.
日も明後日も続こうぞ。わらわが絶
Why don't
対
I
の
give you an
保証を
absolute
しよう
guarantee?
ではないか。ベアトリーチェの名にかけて
Upon my
言う。
name of Beatrice, I say to you,
割れぬ今
the
日ま
same
でと
unbreakable
同じ
days that
日
have
々
passed into today will
明
continue
日も
tomorrow
明
and
後
the
日も
day
続こ
after.
うぞ。それは永
And so
久
forever in perpetuity.
永遠に。
The mirror is most likely something to restrain the witch. To bring the mirror should have done something for the witch's sake. And yet it has felt as though Shanna had do it for her own sake. Felt like some premise had been switched.
わらわはあくまでも褒
I've
美
done
とし
nothing
て
more
そ
than
なた
give you
に
the
思いを
opportunity to have
成
your
就
feelings
する
fulfilled as a
機会を
reward.
与えたに過ぎぬ。割ろうが割るまいがそ
It's
なた
up to you
の
whether
自
you break
由
it or not.
割ればわらわはそなたの願いを叶える。
It's up to you whether you break it or not. If you break it, I will grant your wish.
割らねば
If you not break it, the
今日ま
tomorrow
で
is up
の
to today
明
will
日
continue for all
永遠
time.
に続く。 そなたの願いは永遠に叶うことはない。
Your wish will not be granted for all of eternity.
わかるか？
Do you understand
何を言っている
what I am saying? The witch was telling her, she was pressing her, saying to break the mirror as if she wanted to join with George. And she was declaring that if she didn't break it, then her feelings would definitely never be fulfilled.
やめてください。
Please, stop it!
そんなの聞きたくない。
I don't want to hear something like this.
そなたを苦しめたかったわけではないのだ。
Causing you pain was not what I wanted.
まあいい。
Well,
愛に苦しさを
feeling
感
madness
じ
from
る
love is the
人
best
間
thing
の
about
醍醐味。
humans.
その感情を存分に楽し
You should
む
enjoy that emotion in your heart's content.
だが
However,
我が力を
if you
借りたい
wish
と
to
願
borrow
った
my
なら
power,
いつでもあの
you can break
鏡
the
を
mirror at
割
any
るのよ。
time.
そして我が名を叫び呼び覚ますがよい。
And you can yell my name and awaken me.
わらわは必ず約束を守るだろう。
I would definitely keep my promise.
これならば文句はあるまい。
This way, you should have no complaints, right?
そなたに今すぐの
I won't
決断
force
を
you to
迫
decide
るわ
right
けでは
now.
ない。気楽であ
I
る。
take it easier for you. Okay. But is this deal ultimately something like she could feel at ease with? Definitely not. Shan, who was burning with love, tormented by passion, being tempted forever by the way of escape, was far too cruel a trial.
この約束に期
I
限
won't set a time limit
は
on
設
that
けない。願いを叶える魔
Let's tell
法
her
に
the
は
magic
期
that
限
can grant the
が。
wish.
その期限は
That time
わらわ
limit
が
is not
決める
mine
の
to
では
determine.
ない。そなたの思い
It will be
人が
determined by your loved one
自ら
himself.
決める。意味がわかるか？
You understand what I mean? I don't
わかりま
know.
せん。
そなたの思い人が愛のちぎりを結ぶべき相手を
The
決め
time
た
is the time
時
your loved one chooses the person you should pledge his love to.
わらわは
I
魔
am a
女だ
witch, but
鬼では
I am
ない。
not a demon.
互いを愛
I
し
have
合
no
う
spell
二
between
人を引
tear
き
parts
裂
who
く魔
love each
法
other, you see.
持ち合わせていないのでな。そなたの思い人は近いうちに見合いに臨むそうだな。
I hear that your loved one will soon be attending a wedding marriage.
そなたは
Marriage
世
meeting.
界で一
You
番
may have
そ
shown
の
feelings
男
to
の
man
ことを
than
思っているか
anyone
もしれ
else
な
in the
い。
world.
だが
However,
世
that
界
doesn't
で
mean
一
you're the
番
most
ふ
appropriate
さ
for
わしい
him.
とは限ら
Now,
ない。
does it?
わらわは見合いの
I
相手を
know
知ってい
who
る。
we will be having a marriage meeting with.
その娘は
That girl is the most suitable for Ishiromiya George in the
後
entire
ろ宮
world.
ジョージにふさわしい。良い学
She came from a
校
good school, she had good grades
良
and
い成
composure
績
and
を残
prudence.
し落ち着きがあって思慮深い。お前より美しい。
She's more beautiful than you, wiser than you,
お前
more
より
suitable than
聡
you.
明でお前よりふさわしい。お前のような無知無能無教養の娘がどうしてふさわしかろうか。
Why would an ignorant, incompetent, uncultured girl like you be suitable?
お前が一番
You know better than anyone.
お前が
You are
一
the
番
most
ふさわしく
unsuitable.
ないお前と後ろ宮
Even
ジョージ
imagining
が
that you and
結ばれる
Shiromia
なんて
George could be
想像する
joined
だけ
is
でも
sinful.
罪深い
Foolish, foolish, foolish. Know your place.
愚かしい愚かしい身の程知れい
義務教育に行かせてもらった恩も忘れ
Have you forgotten to be grateful for your schooling?
て身の程を知りな
Know
さい
your place. George is the eldest grandson carrying father's blood.
嫌だのよ
ひょっとしたら
He's a person who may bear the burden of the Ushiromiya family someday in the future.
その期待に応えるために
To answer that expectation, he has studied tirelessly, entered a wonderful college, and is getting wonderful grades.
成績を残しているわそんな上
You
司
really think you're an easily incompetent, unqualified, uncultured servants?
本気でお思い
やめろ
Stop it! Don't bully Shannon!
貴様は誰だ
Who the hell are you? At the time, as Shannon held her head, trying to protect her heart from the blade of Beatrice's words, Cannon ran in front of her. Shannon didn't care who this woman was. As long as he knew that she was an enemy tormenting Shannon, who he loved and respected his sister, nothing else mattered.
カノン君
Cannon-kun,
下がって
stay back!
この方は
This person is... It seemed that Ken also realized that standing before him was the witch of the portrait. And also that she was a terrifying being.